Jackie, Landon, good evening. How's it going? Good and great? Nice. Good stuff. Not 100% sure how long we'll be able to stream tonight, because I know Brian's coming by to record. We're going to try to see if we can finish up Donkey Kong Country, because I forgot how much I like that game. Now that I think about it, whatever happened to, what was with the update that they just did? I know they said that they were doing, I think it was like a couple nights ago, they brought the game down for maintenance, and I'd never actually looked to see what the patch notes were, so I don't know what they changed. Shiny hunting for Christy, good evening, hello. I have no idea what Yamper is. I'm just gonna assume that's one of the new Pokemon. Oh my god. I love Max's art. There's no update. No update? I remember they brought the game down for maintenance earlier. I would have thought they would have added something or did like a balance patch or something, but huh, alright. It's weird. Well, someone at least said there was an update. Problems probably. That might have been it. Come on, what's the... There we go. Alright, weapon of choice. Alright. Alright, 52 deco. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if maybe someone had discovered another, goofball little exploit or glitch. Or, not really glitch, but exploit, kind of like that hammer jump that used to be around a while back. That's it. No, that's the Kensa. Let's see, the gal. Deco. Did I already? I already passed it up. Oh, here it is. Ooh. Curling bomb and ink. Alright. How does this change the, increases accuracy? Alright, whatever. Swords. See, I've been considering getting Pokemon Sword or Shield. I don't know which one I'm gonna get and how long I'm gonna wait on it. Because on one hand, I kind of want to say, oh yeah, I'll wait until it goes down in price. But that's the thing, is that retail prices for Nintendo games almost never drop, or they take forever to drop. Wait, where am I? Oh, there I am. What? They made a very secret weapon only players who 100% can get. I mean, if that's the case, I should have it. I've gotten everything. I've beaten single player with everything. I've used all the alternate weapons in Octo expansion. I would think there would be some kind of announcement. Oh god, there's 2 snipers. And a Squelcher. Oh, I'm gonna get outranged super hard. Oh shoot, yep, okay. Oh! See, I want to use the Stingray, but I don't want to use it when I've got missiles coming at me. Oh, shoot. Quit it! Oh, dang, he's got help. Move, move, move. Oh, God. There we go. He's got both the snipers. Oh, lordy, yeah, I don't see myself using this weapon for much longer already. I'm gonna have to deal with getting outranged this much. Oh, that's torturous. I saw someone over there a second ago. Get up there, please. Thank you. Nope. Rush person, get them, please. Or keep running, I guess. Oh my goodness. Let's see, what all... Oh, we don't have any real range on our team. We have a brush, a roller, a sploosh. Okay, as the gal, I should not have the most range on my team. That's a little bit upsetting. Oh goodness. If you're shiny hunting so long you normally quit, it takes 20 minutes. Dude, if shiny hunting only took 20 minutes, I would be ecstatic. Hi. Yeah, I remember playing Omega Ruby, having like a 6 IV Ditto, and trying to shiny hunt for anything, and I would just sit there and just run laps around that post-game island for hours and never get anything shiny. That was such an endurance test, and I didn't have anything to show for it. I was quite upset. Yeah, if like the entire enemy team is using range stuff, I need to switch. I'm not gonna be able to get anywhere close to them if I'm using that. My shiny was Rookie D? I'm guessing that's another new one. I remember getting shinies in Let's Go, like Eevee and Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu was pretty easy, just because you could very clearly see what things were before you actually ran into them. That and the whole like chain encountering increased your chances, I remember, and I think the only one I actually bothered to get was a Geodude, but I distinctly remember it being significantly easier than... Oh! Stop. Oh. Alright. I never actually expect my missiles to hit people. Stop. Oh, I forgot they do have a sniper on their team. Oh, he's holed up all the way in his spawn. Goodness. Okay. Alright. You going up? No? Okay. Oh, okay, sniper. Cool. Shiny Golem in Pokemon X was a random encounter. See, I remember I got a, Oh, they snuck around at some point? But they, I remember when, I was playing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They had, like, some thing you could link your game to, like, an online account that you could actually check on a website. And it would show, like, all these little details and little milestones, like, oh, you know, used super effective attacks 500 times, or you beat 100 NPC trainers. You know, it just kept track of different things. And apparently somewhere along the line, and I didn't realize this, apparently I guess I encountered a wild shiny, and I didn't catch it, because it had a separate little milestone for encountering your first wild shiny, and I had gotten that award, but I didn't catch any. Like, my only shinies were just from Wonder Trades. Or those event Pokemon they would sometimes have that you could download. Oh, perfect. Hello. Someone's over there. Excuse you. Good feeling that roller might not like me very much. Hmm. Buddy. Wait a minute. Stop. Jeremy, what do you... Jesus! Okay. Jeremy's still sneaking around. Nope, he's bailing. Oh, shoot. Okay, yeah, better go this way then. Ah. Oh! Cool. Caught your missile, Jonathan. Stop. Yeah, that's theirs. Okay, alright. Or not. Whatever, it's fine. New players, or are people just switching around their weapons? No. Oh, there's no more sniper. Sweet. Alright. Okay. Oh, the middle. Dang. Don't come near me, I've just got more missiles. That'll work. So he's not? Okay, no, he's not. Good lord. Stop. Wanted missiles a little bit sooner. Go Beth, Camilo, good evening, hello. Am I X rank yet? I think a better question to ask is, have I considered playing ranked yet? Answer's no. I'm still rocking my my shiny, clean, empty space where a rank letter would normally be. How am I? Not bad. Not bad. think I hear Brian now. God at Super Kirby Clash. That just takes time, and also maybe a bit of money. I don't know why I'm aiming that direction. Because, like, the game is really fun, but the grind for the gem apples is a bit ridiculous. I didn't say come in. Okay. I know I hear this guy over here somewhere. Ah. Thought I tapped a couple hits and it didn't, Thermal ink didn't kick in. So hey, you played Dead by Daylight lately?
No, I actually haven't.
The past couple days?
I know they've done a new thing.
They've also broken the heck out of the game.
Ah.
Like they put in the update with the Oni, the new killer. Oh my goodness. If a survivor gets hooked in the basement, like at all, they're unable to move, they can't see, like for the rest of the game. Even if their teammate unhooks them, they're pretty much just stuck there.
So it's broken, or is that
it's broken.
Feature?
Would you call that a feature? I don't think that's a feature.
A bug becomes a feature by documenting it. Like, is it like in the feature list, or is it an unforeseen consequence of the update?
Unforeseen consequence.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure it's documented somewhere now, but that doesn't mean it was intentional.
It's not on a here you go list. It's on a we're gonna fix this.
It's on an oops list. It's on an oopsie poopsie list. I think what else there is. Oh, the killers, they can now accidentally get stuck on certain things. If they interact with them. Like I tried damaging generators, couldn't move. Like the rest of the survivors just ran around, knocking out gens the whole time while I couldn't move.
And I see that there's a new ability for one of the survivors that allows him to fix downed pallets with the time-honored tradition of just picking the damn thing up.
He?
Or she, I don't know. I just heard that from somebody that I know that plays it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she can pick up downed pallets if they have not been broken yet.
I just think it's funny because it should be something anyone should be able to just do.
You would think so. You would think that it would be as simple as just pick the dang thing up.
Yeah.
But jump to that guy.
Is it wrong of me to want Alex and Gordon from Half-Life in the game as survivors? Just to see what they'd come up with for them.
I mean, I don't know that they would really fit. Because, I mean, keep in mind, there's not really a lot of fighting back that the survivors can do in the game.
Yeah.
And I don't know that Gordon is the kind of person who would just sit and let stuff just happen.
I don't know. He kind of sort of allowed the resonance cascade to just happen.
Yeah, and then you remember the end of Half-Life 1 where he did nothing? The ending just kind of happened itself?
Yeah.
And all the events before it? Without Gordon's help?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it fits just fine, Brian. Oh, they had a disconnect.
G-Man is Gordon from the future.
Huh?
That's my theory. G-Man is actually Gordon from the future. A future where he forgot how to speak right. Also, hi everyone.
Pop-Tarts, good evening, hello. Excuse me. But yeah, before we start recording, I need to show you, because it is just humorous. Like, I had a few games where I was playing as the spirit, and I would damage a generator. I'd get stuck, and then when I'm finally able to interact with something, whether it be by someone running by and I hit them, or someone just taps the gen really quick so I can damage it again, it would warp me to another part of the map. So apparently, somewhere along the line, the game sort of keeps track where I'm supposed to be, but then kind of doesn't. At least it doesn't transmit it to my game.
I also want you to play my game of the year now that they fixed it.
No Man's Sky?
Nah. Actually, I don't like No Man's Sky anymore.
Really?
They added too much to it. It's no longer the lonely, contemplative experience that I used to enjoy. Now it's all like, everything feels so focused on the multiplayer that I'm like, I don't have any fun anymore. I probably will if I just start a new character all over again.
So is this just because H-Bomber guy said that it was, oh dang it.
No, but when I heard him say that, I was like, no, yeah, that. And someone else put it to words. Because I didn't want to abandon the game, because I love No Man's Sky. I've been a supporter of that game from day one. But, I don't know, it's just not what I want anymore. I'm actually getting more out of Death Stranding in that regards.
Oh. Whoa! But yeah, no, what was your game of year of choice now?
Surge 2. Reason I say they fixed it is the intro is rebalanced, so it's not as difficult unless you do New Game Plus. Then all bets are off. Like, to their credit, when they go to New Game Plus, they assume you know what you're doing by then, and they don't just rescale the beginning of the game to be easy again, but with slightly tougher enemies. Nah. The game's like, oh yeah, we don't give you anything at the beginning to help you out. Oh darn, suck it up, Buttercup, earn it back. But unlike, say, Bloodborne or even the first Surge game, there's not a prolonged intro where you're not doing anything until the game happens. Surge 1, like, narratively, the intro is really amazing. An excellent amount of show, don't tell.
Okay.
But then it just kind of jumps ahead a bit with a big, wait, what's going on here? But it then eases you into the gameplay. So Surge 1 has a really strong opening section. Surge 2, it's like, it throws you right into the action, and it isn't until New Game Plus that you get that weird, long, drawn-out opening sequence that recontextualizes the intro.
Okay.
So I kind of dig that. And but yeah, the Deck 13 guys have been working their butts off to...
What's Deck 13?
That's the people who made it.
That's the devs?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been working their butts off to fix it, and like as they're working on it, they're like, oh, we're also doing a new season pass. Well, now they're not calling it a season pass, thankfully.
Oh,
it's
good.
Just one massive story chunk add-on, and honestly, that's not a season pass. But it's like a separate map that's like a big battleship that you go to, and it's gonna have its own thing. So, and given how good the DLC was for Surge 1, I've got faith in them. While they're working on it, they're like, oh hey, we reskinned this armor from the first game as a police uniform. Here, and then they just throw it randomly into the retail release for free.
Okay.
But instead of it being like some DLC where it's like, here's a free outfit, and you download it, and it's just either, you know, in a store for you to buy in the game, or just in your inventory in a game-breaking manner. Dead Space 3.
Oh.
No.
I was like, what are you...
Instead, they put all new enemy types in the game map that have that armor, and you have to get it from them by killing them the way you do any other enemy.
Brian?
Yeah?
Volume just a hair down.
Sorry.
You're like talking in caps lock right now. I can hear my ear ringing a little bit.
You're welcome. But yeah, I like the idea of, instead of just giving you the DLC stuff for free.
You have to earn it a bit?
Yeah, but not by like just grinding for money through regular mooks. It's, you know.
See, Breath of the Wild did that to an extent. Like, I like the idea that they had. You still have to go out and find it. The problem was they were a little bit vague about a lot. They're like, oh, here's a hint. And there's like 30 places that could match the hint they give you. It's like, oh, this is under a bridge. Cool! Which bridge?
And the adding DLC characters into the game for armor grinding, they've done it better than they did Surge 1. Because in Surge 1, the opening area has 3 of those guys that they put DLC armor on.
Okay.
And if you encounter one, they will body you. So what I tell people is if you get Surge 1, don't download the free DLC until you've mastered the opening area, then add it. Then you hunt them down. Because there's like a mini-boss that if you have it's called the Angel armor. Looks like a big cosmonaut suit with giant like Gundam fuel tanks hanging out on the back.
I mean cosmonaut.
The more round astronaut looking outfit, like the giant helmets that one associates with the cosmonaut.
More fictional looking ones, or okay.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, it doesn't scream astronaut to me because it has this.
Because maybe it's just me, and just like how I associate certain words. Anytime I hear the word cosmonaut, the only thing I think is I just start thinking that song on Amplitude by Cosmonaut Zero. What was it called? Spastic?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the thing, I don't even think I know how the actual song goes. I just know it was remixed to heck and back.
Did you lose something?
Possibly, but okay, yeah, I'm in the middle of something,
Sorry,
Brian.
your computer.
Let me stop.
Your computer went away from your Twitch chat to some pop-up. I was making sure you didn't lose them.
No, it's fine. I've seen it. I've gotten this a million times, but I'm not gonna set everything down so I can.
I wasn't saying set it down. I was just asking, dude. Calm down.
I will do no such thing, sir. Yankee, why are you just standing there? But yeah, no, I'm gonna have to take care of that in a sec.
Come on.
Oh, there's someone. Oh, there we go. Okay.
But yeah, the Angel armor from Surge 1 is so good that when I found it in Surge 2, it became my primary armor until I unlocked the stupid mouse suit. That's how good the DLC from the first game was. It carried over into the sequel.
Okay.
And to their credit, none of the stuff that is included in the sequel that's like the paid DLC is recycled from the first game. Anything they put that was recycled from the first game is just part of the game. Like some of the cowboy DLC stuff you can find just in the game from the first one. It's almost like the games don't exist in a vacuum. It's like, yeah, this item exists in this world, so in the sequel you might find this too. How in some sequel games there's like a completely different weapon loadout from the first game. Like Quake and Quake 2, there's no weapon carryover between them.
Okay.
And it's like, these are in the same universe. There might actually, given that it's a military unit, some of the armament might actually be uniform between games, but nope.
Ooh, man, that was lucky armor. Okay. Oh, they're sneaking up behind us. Okay.
Did you see the NES and SNES update?
No.
It's literally catered directly to me. The two NES games are Crystalis, that SNK RPG that I freaked out about from that SNK collection.
Yep.
It's coming to the free NES stuff.
Okay.
And freaking Journey to Silius, a really obscure platformer called RAF World in some countries.
RAF World?
Yeah, RAF World. Started out as a Terminator game. They lost the license, so they just tweaked the graphics to make it into a really, really hard Contra clone with the best soundtrack on the NES. Like, just, it's one of those.
I've heard.
It's a Sunsoft game. Its music was on point.
Not gonna lie, I don't remember, like, any...
You ever play Fester's Quest?
Briefly on a muted TV.
Oh, okay.
I think the only Sunsoft game I really remember playing
Yeah?
was the first Batman game. Like, back when it was still Michael Keaton.
Let's see.
Speaking of which, did you notice that the Telltale Batman game was on Switch?
Yeah.
It was... I remember at the time it was a low price. I don't know if it's a sale price or if it's like the set in stone price, but I need to check that again.
Yeah, definitely get it. Like,
Yeah, I heard. You told me it was something that we needed to play at some point.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, I'd like to do any Telltale game, but Batman's at least one I know we could pull off because it's just got a little bit of mature blood and gore. I was like,
Okay.
oh, hey, Wolf Among Us, I enjoyed this game.
No, Brian,
Then
we
it's like,
cannot play
oh,
Wolf
right.
Among Us.
Yeah, and then the Little Mermaid showed up.
Brian, that game has titties. We can't play that game on the channel.
I know, that's what I was saying. I was like,
I'm gonna play that.
could,
I'm gonna play that game by myself. Pants optional. But no, is Tales from the Borderlands also okay?
I hadn't seen any nudity in it.
Okay.
In fact, that might be the best Borderlands story to
So
date.
I've heard. I just remember apparently there is a finger gunfight.
Yeah.
Like, everyone just dives around, just like pretend shooting each other, but it's played up like an actual action scene.
Oh yeah. Well, a big chunk of the game is like really hilarious, unreliable narrator moments where one character is telling the
boy.
other character's story up to this point.
Oh no.
There's a great bro moment in the game that is, to this day, anytime someone calls another guy bro, my brain flashes back to that scene.
Ooh, that's a lot of blue. I don't like how much blue is right behind me. I don't know if that's the same guy, but oh shoot.
So, yeah, only one of these games is a game that isn't on like my list of favorite games of all time.
What's that?
Okay, two, I forgot this one. The two that aren't really catered to my taste are Super Punch-Out, just because I never played Super Punch-Out. I was always a Mike Tyson's Punch-Out kid.
It's okay.
And Breath of Fire 2. Breath of Fire 2 is a great
I've
game.
actually wanted to play that.
Well, Breath of Fire 2 is coming. As is Star Fox 2 and Kirby Superstar.
Oh heck yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, Kirby Superstar.
And then the two
Jesus.
NES games are Journey to Silius and Crystalis. And, like, I heard the little update running in the background, and I heard the Crystalis music kick in. I was like, there's no way. Because they just released this on a separate release on the Switch, on that collection. But sure enough, there it is. And then when I heard the music to Journey to Silius start playing, I thought I was the only person that would ever have wanted this game. It's the kind of weird, obscure stuff that I hope they keep scraping up for this.
I'd say, I know I've heard people say that they wanted that Silas, whatever.
Yeah.
That
It was.
game.
Oh, the Japanese name was going to be Journey to Sirius.
Serious?
Yeah. And then it became Silius. So, yeah.
Seriously?
Seriously. It's kind of funny that the improper romanization of that name results in kind of opposite terms. Sirius, Silius.
Oh, dang it.
I'm just saying.
Brian!
That's one of those interesting linguistic coincidences that I find kind of great.
So is he going up there? I saw a Thermalink go up there. Come on. It sounds like this. I wish I had the, what's it called? Yeah. Oh, she got two at
Oh,
once.
I don't know what it's called. Don't ask me.
Yeah, what's that thing? Brian, why don't you know it?
I don't know.
What was it? The, oh, shoot. It's on the tip of my tongue. Crap, I don't remember. It's not coming to me. Why don't you remember this thing that I don't remember that I haven't been able to communicate to you
I don't know,
in
I mean,
any way, shape, or form?
Why are you contemplating having weapons on the tip of your tongue? Is there something you need to talk about?
I mean, yes.
Don't let the darkness in. There's a light on.
It's a small light. It's like a little table
There's
lamp.
a light over there too.
Barely a.
Keep it
That's
in.
a fish tank. That's barely a light.
Right there.
Brian.
What? It's a blue light.
That's the tiny blue light in the front of the PS4. I'm not sure you could show a smaller light than that. Oh, hey, Chad. How's it going? We've been ignoring you. Sitting here running our mouth about NES games
Hi, chat.
and whatnot. Oscar, good evening. Hello.
I love this headline that's describing the games reaching the SNES. The
What's that?
headline isn't Nintendo adds new games to SNES on
Okay.
Switch. No, it's Nintendo doesn't add Super Mario RPG to Nintendo
Oh
Switch.
my goodness. Seriously?
Yeah. It'll be on there eventually.
Be happy with what we have so far. Dang.
Yeah. I never in my life would have thought that Silius would get a reissue on anything. You know, I don't even think it's on Virtual Console, but maybe I'm wrong.
Not to mention, Mario RPG's already on the SNES Classic.
Yeah.
They should add a game that's not even on the Classic, like, say, Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. I mean,
That needs to happen.
I mean, my classic has Chrono Trigger on it.
Brian.
What?
You
I
realize
own a
thi-
physical copy. I can do whatever I want with it.
Right, but you realize this is live, and by saying that, that's kind of promoting piracy, Brian.
No, it isn't. I own my copy of the game.
Right, but
I
saying
own
that
my
you,
hardware.
Okay, then you're promoting modded hardware.
Yeah, but I also promote first owner doctrine. So I'm totally within my rights to modify my hardware however I see fit. It's legal. It's only illegal if you don't own the original.
But I feel like the legality is a little bit shaky.
It is shaky, but only because corporations have made it shaky through shenanigans on their end. Kind of like how
I've got 2 snipers and a sploosh on me. What is going on? Does the opposite team have no other hobby but me?
maybe you're the biggest threat. Be proud.
Then why isn't the rest of my team inking everything else?
Did you have somebody drop out?
No, no one has disconnected on either
Oh,
side.
okay. That just means they're still dead. Okay.
They're not dead for that long, though. I'm wondering what the heck's going on here.
Like I said, you are the biggest threat, so they're gonna...
Right, but I would think at some point someone would shoot the other guys in the back.
Maybe they're all like me. Whenever I see the Scoops Ahoy guy in Dead by Daylight,
Scoops Ahoy.
it's like,
Dude, I'm actually tempted anytime I see Scoops Ahoy Steve to let him go.
no. In my case, anytime I see him, I'm like, you die first, and I don't know why. I'm not sure why I get so hate-filled because I have zero interest in Stranger Things. I've never seen an episode.
Brian, it's free ice cream day.
So,
I don't think I've left this little corner in about 2.5
I want you
minutes.
to stay in your corner. And think about what
Apparently!
you've done.
You want me to think about the my transgressions? Oh my goodness, they finally got rid of one of the snipers.
I also think it's pretty cool that Star Fox 2 has now gotten a second release from Nintendo.
Has it?
Yeah, the NES or the SNES Classic, and now it's going to be
Right.
on the online thing. Oh yeah, that was the other game. I didn't mention it. Star Fox 2 is coming to the update alongside Kirby.
Oh,
Super
it's not
Star-
there yet?
No. Those
Okay.
yeah, 4 SNES games and 2 NES games come in the update on the 12th.
Okay, you might have to say the SNES ones, because the only one I remember was Kirby Superstar, because I feel like that's the only one I had to remember.
Super Punch Out,
So Punch-Out,
Breath
right.
of Fire 2,
Breath of Fire 2. Okay.
Star Fox 2,
I remember now.
Kirby Super.
So remember, I had some interest in Breath of Fire 2. I played Super Punch-Out.
It's just not for us.
It wasn't bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
No, it's a perfectly
But-
fine game. It's just if I'm gonna
Exactly.
play a boxing game, I'm either gonna play the original Punch Out or Fight Night 2004.
I thought you were going to say ARMS for a sec.
Oh, and Arms is good too. But
Because I remember you were super hooked into that, because you said it was a lot like Virtual On.
yeah, and I got a free copy from Nintendo, which was cool.
Oh, yeah, you got that thing. The only time I've ever gotten a game for free from like any major company was the Xbox One version of Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
Like they had the like they released the free version that just had Jago,
Oh yeah.
but
yeah.
they for I don't know what the stipulation was, like if you had to be a member for X amount of time or buy an Xbox One in some odd amount of time, but some people just got codes that unlocked all the characters, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure.
You also have you also got a copy of Borderlands 3 directly from Microsoft this year through a very handsome young fellow.
That wasn't through Microsoft. That was through you.
Yeah, Microsoft gave it to me.
Oh boy. Also, nice talking yourself up there.
Someone's got it.
Oh my goodness. I still gotta delete some space on my Xbox to actually download that. It's just been sitting there for a while. Oh crap.
From what I've played of it, it's rather charming.
So I hear, from what I hear, the gameplay is still like prime Borderlands.
Yeah.
But it's just that the story is very lacking.
Yeah. And within the opening hours, they're like, yeah, Tales from the Borderlands is canon. Suck it up.
Well, I kind of figured it was. I mean,
Yeah. Well, there were some people who didn't like it, that it was canon because it wasn't a real Borderlands game. And because it actually had, emotions and feels and...
I can't imagine, a Telltale game would still
Yeah.
play like the original style.
Yeah, they managed to humanize Handsome Jack and other characters from the original series and recontextualize them in ways that make them into three-dimensional characters and not just wacky, so random characters like some of them are.
Right.
Kind of like how
Oh,
the
that was-
D&D expansion suddenly humanizes Tiny Tina,
Yeah.
like that, for the whole game.
Well, another thing I remember hearing was, they tried to imitate how likable Tiny Tina was as, the goofy young kid.
Yeah.
As a character named Ava, and nobody likes her. Because it's like none of the charm that Tina had, and
Yeah.
just super annoying.
Well, Tiny Tina was also written by the brother of the guy who plays her. So,
Oh, yeah.
he understood the character a lot more. Like, that was a specifically him creation for his sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not see that person. All right.
Well, you got one of them.
I got one. I saw the person who threw the curling bomb and had the sploosh, and I was like, oh god, is my connection that bad? I'm completely missing, and yet I'm still hitting him.
And then the other
no,
person
someone was just hiding.
Someone else just played the bodyguard and jumped in front of the bullets.
Apparently, yeah. Someone was playing Secret Service for the other person.
God, I mentioned the bodyguard, now all I can hear is Gilbert Gottfried's version of I Will Always Love
Oh
You.
no. Oh god. Dude, that guy talks in 72-point caps lock.
But he has the singing voice of an angel.
An angel through a megaphone.
That's broken.
A broken megaphone? Oh dear, okay. That's where the ball is.
If anybody's wondering what I'm talking about, look up an NPR show
Oh,
called Ask Me Another. And it's an episode called Too Soon featuring Gilbert Gottfried. It features a duet between him and the guy who wrote the 2 songs from Portal, doing their own rendition of I Will Always Love You.
I don't remember, what was that guy's name again?
Jonathan Colton.
John Colton.
Yeah.
I remember he wrote that song, what was it called, like, Regarding Your Brains?
Mhm.
And it was like that song sung from the perspective of a zombie. Because I remember I first heard it on Left 4 Dead 2. There are occasional jukeboxes, and they'll play various songs that show up in the game. Most of them by an in-universe rock group. But there's one, it'll start playing that, and when it gets to the chorus for the first time, it always triggers a horde. So
Nice.
So sometimes when you're playing multiplayer with like a group of friends, you'll always get that one jerk that wants to sit at the jukebox. We're like, no, we need to go. We know what you're trying to do. We're leaving you if you try to summon that horde.
Well,
try to play your brains.
They put a portal level in Lego Dimensions, and when you beat it, you get a new song.
Oh no.
It's called "You Wouldn't Know," and it is the most passive-aggressive song she's ever sang.
Oh, this is a GLaDOS song?
Yes.
Oh boy.
It's totally a Portal song. But because the Lego game also features Batman and Gandalf, she's talking about how much fun she's having with her new party friends, Gandalf and Batman. But she's singing it to Chell, who's gone from the place, talking about how great it is, but then every line ends with, "But you wouldn't know, would you?" So good.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And in that level, I think by the time you get there, you've also you've met Peter Capaldi's version of the Doctor from Doctor Who, so he's like sassing out with
Capaldi, was that the older guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the last guy that played the Doctor.
Oh, right before the female Doctor?
Yeah.
I like it. See, I've never watched Doctor Who, but being a fan of YouTuber H-Bomber Guy, I remember his his huge rant about how bad the Stephen Moffat episodes were, or rather the seasons that he directed.
Yeah. I get where he's coming from,
Yeah.
but I also disagree in a lot of areas with him. But yeah, I respect his views on it, and don't say he's wrong, I just disagree.
But one thing I remember was he said that at the end of the final Capaldi episode, as he's regenerating into the next Doctor, he says, then Capaldi goes out, he dies the same way we wish we always would, by exploding into light and fire before transforming into Jodie Whittaker.
Yep. And
That is correct.
And the new showrunner, Chris Chibnall, he actually worked with Jodie Whittaker and David Tennant on a really, really good show that was so good they remade it in North America. And the lead detective, they just recast David Tennant to play an American version of his character from the British version.
What series?
I knew what it was called a second ago, and now that both the American and American and British names are gone from my head. I knew it just a second ago. I'll have to get you the name and see if it's on the free BBC America app, because
I'm probably not going to remember it, to be honest.
It's a really good criminal show.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little boy gets murdered,
Whoa,
and like everyone in this small town might be a suspect, even though it's like a good small town.
Good?
Yeah. It looks like a perfectly fine
Quote,
town on the
unquote.
surface, but everyone has some kind of horrible secret, and several characters are played up as potential suspects, and it's a really good murder mystery, because usually long-form murder mysteries, you either figure it out right away, and you're just waiting for everyone else to get it, or they don't give any indication of who it could be, and they just pull the rug out from under you at the end, and are like, didn't you notice? Or really all you need to watch is like the last 4 episodes of any of those long-form ones. This one, every episode mattered. Every episode went to little pieces of the puzzle to come together. And then some of those threads that are left hanging are picked up in the second season with more of the story as the whodunit goes on trial.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question. Does it actually give you a chance to try to solve the mystery yourself?
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay.
You pay attention, you might actually be able to figure it out right away, because one of the biggest clues is in the pilot.
Wait, so you have to watch the pilot to figure out
the pilot is the first
later?
episode. Like, the pilot episode also is the first episode, though. It's not like they didn't air that episode, like some pilots. What I mean is like, if you watch the first episode of the show, which is like a 2-hour mini movie, like, enough clues are there where if you're astute and pay attention, you'll probably figure it out, but not in that they quickly give it away and then you're just waiting for everyone else to get it. Because there's enough red herrings and twists to where you'll doubt it until the end, and then you'd be like, I knew it! And jump and throw your socks at the TV and...
Throw your Brian.
Well, you wouldn't want to throw anything hard at the TV.
You wouldn't want to throw anything at the TV.
You clearly don't know good murder mysteries.
I was going to say something about how I seem to be able to control my anger a little bit better, but then I remember Inner Agent 3. that one's, I swear to God, I love Octo Expansion to death, but Christ.
It's okay, Mario Maker makes me have the Agent 3 moment, and I don't know why that is.
See, on Mario Maker, I only get that those anger moments during troll levels.
No, even the built-in stages.
What do you mean?
Like the regular worlds that are built into the game that you do for like challenges and stuff.
Right, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about troll levels.
Yeah.
That's literally...
No, I said for me it's even those. Like
oh, like
all
those
of them.
anger you?
Yeah.
Really?
Because I'm better at Mario than that game makes me feel like I am, and it just irritates me.
Well, because that game, like, it sort of goes outside the box. It's like conventional Mario games, you know, it sort of plays it straight, but Mario Maker often, even with the built-in levels, they often give you those really goofy like requirements.
Things,
yeah, like the ones that say, like, oh, you're not allowed to, you're only allowed to jump, and you have to immediately hit the goal after that, and you're not allowed to jump anymore.
Yeah. But like I like the mechanical ones, like the one where you have to jump and hit the toggles and stuff. I love those. It's the ones that are just regular but hard Mario levels. And I think I know what it is.
What's that?
Ever since my brain thing, I've had coordination issues, or where I'm just like, I'm better than this, but I'm not anymore, and it just reaches into something inside that just makes me super angry with myself for not being able to get it.
Like, you know that you've done more difficult in the past,
yeah.
but because of those circumstances, you suddenly can't?
Yeah, like trying to go back and play Amplitude on the highest difficulty, I just can't do it anymore. And it's
like new
really
Amplitude, or?
Yeah. I can't do it anymore.
I wasn't sure if you meant new Amplitude or like old school Amplitude.
Probably old school too.
Because I remember, because of how the two games played.
Yeah.
Like I was better than you at frequency, but you were better than me at amplitude.
Yeah.
Because frequency you had to be more precise, but the buttons were slower. But that was the opposite in
amplitude was more technical, whereas frequency was more precision based.
No, I was gonna say amplitude was more speed based. Because there were so many times, especially, what was the song called? It's not Robot Rocket. No, that was the first game. That was Frequency.
Yeah.
What was the song that was before Spastic? I keep wanting to say End of Your World.
Not Synthesized.
No, it was between... Because Synthesized was the one before that.
It was the other computer controller song.
It wasn't Out the Box, was it?
No, because that was earlier in the game. Now I have to look this up.
That was Symbion and Acrobatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I genuinely don't remember. What was... Because I remember, like, DDR players would compare that song to PSMO, but they would compare, Spastic to Legend of Max. I'm trying to figure out what was...
And then there was some of the nonsense I made that was incredibly hard, but still managed to maintain its musicality.
Well, that's because you put all of your stock in the drum tracks.
This is true, but I also made my drums still functioning drum beats. They weren't just like, haha, I'm gonna spam the really difficult triple, 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 you know?
What's triple, triple, triple?
Like 3 of the same note, then 3 of the middle note, 3 of the right note. Like, it's really hard, like, alternating a 1/4 beat in 3s.
I'm genuinely trying to remember what that one song was, and it's not coming to mind.
Yeah.
Even if you find it, give me like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Before I
Oh, also,
yes.
No, you were right.
Was it?
Robot Rockers. Yeah. So
it was
yeah, you were right the first time. That's why I went ahead and told you. Because the first game it was.
Right, I forgot. The first game, Control Your Body, was the computer controller song. Okay.
Yeah, because the final level is.
It is Spastic.
The Rock Show by Blink-182.
That's not the last song.
Well, it's in. No, I'm saying the last level. The last, blast lands.
I thought you were talking about the last.
Begins with The Rock Show, which is the only song that's out of place in the final section.
Right. Well,
Good song, though.
Well, I think it's just because they doubled down on speed on that one.
Subculture, which says it's a Diesel Boy Chaos Rock remix, but it's also a remix of a Cypress Hill song.
Really?
Yeah, because that Cypress Hill song is in one of the Twisted Metal games.
Because I remember the original, well, the one that they remixed was from Styles of Beyond.
Yeah.
Because I know I have the Styles of Beyond version and then 2 different remixes.
And I think the Styles of Beyond one is actually just a remix of the Cypress Hill version.
Is it?
Yeah. For all I know, it's the same
Cypress
same
Hill.
band, just under a different name.
The name Cypress Hill's familiar. What song did they make?
Subculture. That's the only one I
That's
know
not-
offhand.
I think
I know some others, but I can't quite pull them to mind right now.
I remember they had a song that showed up in Saints Row 4, but I don't remember what it was. They didn't make that Insane in the Membrane song, did they? Was that them?
That
Or was
might have
someone
been
else?
them. I can't remember early 90s hip-hop. I know, I've got to turn in my white boy card.
I mean, well, that was back when rap was still good.
Yeah. I did find a really great mix the other day that was Gangster's Paradise and Amish Paradise.
Oh,
and
no.
every other beat, it alternated between the two songs.
Oh my goodness.
It was beautiful.
I need to hear this now.
I will absolutely play it for you
that's
when we're not
wonderful.
in copyright territory.
Yeah, let's say it would be lovely to hear now, but I don't think it's quite appropriate.
But the other 4 songs in Blast Lands were Out of the Box by Acrobatic versus Symbion Project.
Right.
And then the rest were just Symbion Project alternate names.
Right.
Synthesized by Symbion Project,
Cosmonaut
Robot
Zero.
Rockers by Computer Controller, and Spastic by Cosmonaut
Not
Zero.
Zero. Yeah. Oh my god.
And let's see, before that was Cool Baby by DJ HMX, also
Whoa.
Symbion Project.
Is it?
Yeah, DJ
Symbion Project?
HMX, Harmonix. Yeah, the lead musician at Harmonix is the lead guy from Symbion Project.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Uh-huh. Which is funny because Intersect is also him.
Yeah, that one I knew.
So it's
I
like
knew
Robot Kid, Intersect, DJ HMX.
Robot Kid is a separate person, right? That guy's different?
No, it's all him. Yeah.
Robot Kid's also him.
Yep. They are all him.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was also Bruce Wayne or something.
Bruce Wayne?
But then it was Kimo Sabe with BT and Wild Child.
Right.
Nitro Narcosis by Manchild. I forget that song. That was a good song.
Oh, that was a good song. I love
That's
that.
that one was one of the ones that actually gave me more trouble than some of the level 5 songs.
Yeah, because it was so weird.
Yeah, it was one of those that was a super technical one, and that
Yeah.
one would trip me up. But once you hit those, you felt godlike for
Oh,
nailing
yeah.
the guitar riff. The
Heck
really
yeah.
weird guitar riff.
Yeah.
The one that became the popular one when we did the live demo of the game, I Am Hated by
The
Slipknot.
Slipknot song? Right,
Yeah.
well, you gotta remember who was active, who was playing at the time.
Oh, yeah. I actually ended up working at the casino with one of the guys that was in the tournament.
Really?
Yeah, we're still friends to this day, actually.
My goodness.
Yeah. Because I was talking about the game one day, and he's like, wait, at the con? Yeah, and he's like, you wasn't it?
Like, you could barely consider that a convention.
Yeah. He looked at me and just went,
Like, one
there
of
are no
these
zombies
days-
in Resident Evil 4.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. But yeah, one of these days I need to go back just for a day to that thing.
It's gotten better over the years.
I mean, there's not much room to go down from
Yeah.
where they were last time I was there.
My wife's favorite author was there, and she went and talked to her and they started just chatting about books, life, the universe, and everything. And she's like, you know what? Pull up a seat. And my wife just got to hang out with her favorite author all day.
hang out?
Yeah, they still
Nice.
talk. Like, they're friends now. She found out that, later found out that her husband was slowly poisoning her so he could steal all of the rights to her books.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, she's now been publishing her books under a different name so that he can't steal the copyright on them. They're going through an ugly divorce.
Ooh.
There wasn't enough evidence to prove he was the one poisoning her because he was claiming she was doing it for the attention. So that particular part of the case has been dropped, weirdly. But yeah,
that's screwed up.
oh yeah, I've got all kinds of dirt on that from the inside,
Dude,
boy.
Speaking of like meeting like favorite people in different art-based professions, I'm still so mad. I sort of had a chance to meet my favorite Magic the Gathering artist.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it was him until he was walking out the door of the elevator.
Yeah. No, I had a chance to meet my favorite too, and he later went.
Who's yours again? Quentin Hoover?
Quentin Hoover, yeah. And then he went to Jack's, the comic shop,
Really?
and signed a bunch of the prints and left them there for the store to sell.
Oh,
And I
nice.
missed him being there, but I bought some of the prints. Like I bought his snow unicorn for my niece as a present for her, because my sister also really likes his art, and I knew that'd be a good gift.
Yeah.
And then he died. Yeah. Oh, I was so mad.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that he had passed, but I didn't remember when it was.
Yeah, I want to say it was in 2013. But yeah, that's upsetting.
Ooh.
But at least I got my copy of Skyrim from one of my favorite voice actors, so, you know, the universe balances itself out.
Oh, yeah, the dude. What's the guy's name?
Paul Eiding.
Okay, I keep wanting to call him Colonel, but I know that's not
That's
his-
also... He
Colonel.
He responds to that.
Does he?
His profile picture is him wearing a Foxhound hat now.
Oh my god. That is great.
Yeah. And then the guy who plays Optimus Primal chewed out my dad once.
What?
Yeah, I made a post, and my dad jumped in and was just kind of being a bit hateful about one of my, like, pro-heathen posts that I had made. And,
Oh, boy.
like, Optimus Primal jumped into the thing that gave my dad what
I love
for.
that you're not even referring to his name. It's just no. Optimus Primal
Yeah.
defended me.
I mean, he's also been Optimus Prime before, and he's been villains and heroes and all kinds of stuff. But nah, Gary Chalk, Optimus Primal, jumped into my Facebook post to lay into my dad for being kind of a douchebag.
Oh my god, that's great.
I mean, me and my dad would get along better now, you know. We actually went and saw Alien in the theaters back in October.
You told me that.
Oh, it was so good. The movie's a lot slower than I remember, but it's still good
Oh, is
watching
it?
in theater.
Was it like the actual old school game?
Yeah,
or-
the original movie.
Oh, why I called it game.
Yeah. And it wasn't like the director's cut that added in all the scenes that slow the film down. It was the original theatrical cut, just remastered. God, so good.
Okay.
I'm okay with the slow burn of that film, but in the theater,
Slow burn.
you get to appreciate the level of detail that goes into that film.
Okay. I think the first Alien is still the only one of the series I've actually like sat and watched from beginning to end. Because you know me, I am not
Yeah.
much for horror usually.
Oh yeah. Well, the second one's not even a horror movie. The second
Oh.
one is Space Vietnam.
What?
Yeah. It's about a bunch of Marines who go into a situation that they're not prepared for, who get completely wiped out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It takes place 57 years after the first film. Ripley's pod is picked up 57 years late, and they're like, oh yeah, well, whatever you think happened didn't happen, because on that moon, we've got a colony now. You're a crazy lady. And then they lose...
Can I stop you for a sec?
Yeah.
Okay, so when they say that she's all crazy and everything, is that correct, or did she actually go through
No,
that?
she actually went through it, but the company's calling her crazy, so they can blame her for...
How was she floating for 57 years? Did she go into like a hibernation?
Yeah, she went into one of the hyperpods that they have at the beginning
Okay.
of the film.
Okay.
And
All right.
the Narcissus, which was the ship she was in, was supposed to be picked up by the web of relay stations, because she just aimed herself at Earth and took off.
Okay.
But she slipped through somehow and just drifted in space for 57 years. In fact, her daughter grew old and
Can I
died
stop you
without
for a
her.
second?
Yeah.
Marina's tids. I don't care how this game goes. If those two end up on a team together, they won. That's it. Marina's tids.
Good game, everybody. Good game.
I actually have to like pay attention to the names now. I need to see if... Oh no, they're on different teams. Ah. Oh well, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I can't remember.
So-
Oh yeah, the Alien movie.
Right.
Like they find her pod. Paul Reiser wakes her up.
He's still alive?
He was in that movie. Which is funny because on his sitcom, Mad About You, one of the characters was trying to make a metaphor. And it's like, you ever see that movie Alien? And he just straight up looks in the camera and goes, only the first one.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I meant. Like
Yeah.
when I asked if he was still alive, like, did he survive the first one or no?
Oh, he wasn't in the first one. Paul Reiser's only in the second one.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, he's a company guy in the second movie.
Yeah, cause see, I saw him as the company guy, but I didn't know like which didn't know if that was the first one. I thought that was the first movie.
Now, the first movie, it's just a bunch of space truckers. They get a signal that wakes them up early on their trip home with their cargo. They go to the planet. One guy gets a face hugger on him. It gets free and starts picking everyone on the ship off one by one till Ripley is the final girl and escapes with her cat. And then blows it into space.
The cat. Oh, Jesus. Hello.
Yeah, Jonesy.
Yeah, I remember now.
In fact, Jonesy is still alive in the sequel because they resurrect Jonesy alongside her because Jonesy's,
died?
Jonesy's in the pod with her. I mean, they wake
Well,
them
don't
both
say
up.
resurrect.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like they died.
But, yeah, in the director's cut of Aliens, Ripley finds out that her daughter grew up and died without her because she left on her daughter's 8th birthday.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that's the character you play as in the Alien Isolation games.
The daughter?
Yeah, she's actually looking
Okay.
for her mother, and the spaceship, or the space station in Alien Isolation, has the black box from the Nostromo. So
See, I knew that she had the same last name of Ripley. I just didn't know the I just didn't know what her first name was, what her relation to the person was.
yeah. Thing is every Alien movie is worth watching except Alien vs. Predator 2 Requiem.
I've heard.
Yeah. I only know one person that likes that film, and more power to him. I mean, if he gets something out of it, I get it. It's a very subversive movie, but it feels like a bunch of human drama that they try to build up between the really cool Alien and Predator fight scenes. Because it has the best Predator that's been in any of the movies, even though the movie sucks. But then they spend all this time going, no, the humans are important. You should definitely like them. And then they just straight up, as a scene transition, murder the female lead. Like the Predator like hurls one of his boomerangs down a hall at the alien, and the human character's like running down a hallway, not realizing the alien's at the other end. And the boomerang thing hits the girl and nails her to a wall and just kills her instantly.
Oh.
And then everyone gets nuked by the U.S. government.
Oh.
Yeah. The movie sucks. I don't mind spoiling the ending because that movie sucks.
Okay.
It wasn't done by Paul S.W. Anderson. It's not a good Alien vs. Predator movie. The first one was done by the Mortal Kombat guy. That's why I like Alien vs. Predator 1.
Let's call him the Mortal Kombat guy.
Yeah. Well, you don't like horror, so I'm not going to reference his horror movie.
True. Okay.
Even though everybody needs to watch Event Horizon.
Everyone needs to watch the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Yes. And then watch its superior other film, Street Fighter.
Dude, have you seen what they did with Sindel in the new Mortal Kombat?
I haven't.
Okay, so you know how in the everything before this, even in the first series before the reboot, she was basically she was brainwashed, and then she started fighting against Shao Kahn and the Outworlders and whatnot.
Yeah.
They completely ditched all that. They turned it into, now instead of Sindel's husband, King Jared, being killed by Shao Kahn, Sindel did it because she wanted to take over the kingdom. She thought Shao Kahn was a better ruler, and then she's going to take over. They pretty much just
retconned out all of her good story.
Everything that was even remotely good, and just turned her into generic evil person. And you know what the new lead writer, you know what their logic behind it was?
What?
There was a huge disconnect between her outfit and her personality. So we changed her personality to reflect it.
Change her outfit.
Change her outfit, then! Don't change your whole personality. Don't retcon 20 to 25 years of games and story just because you don't like how she's dressed.
It's like, just look in the closet. Man, all the clothes I have are really slutty.
Guess I better change my personality.
Yeah. Guess I'm a hoe now.
That was... that more than the fact that they changed her, the reasoning infuriated me more than anything.
I like all the Terminator stuff.
Oh yeah, it's great. Dude, so many references.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I also like that when you beat him in one round, he comes back as, the Endo, you know?
Well, no, what it is, in the, it's... When he's just about to lose.
Yeah.
He's already, super critical health on the second life bar.
Yeah.
But the problem is when he goes Endo, you can't really combo.
Ah, okay.
You have armor, you don't take hit stun anymore, but you don't have any appropriate combos. Nailed it.
Basically, you're just a slow-hitting beef tank.
Pretty much, and considering you don't have much health at this point, you're not a very good beef tank.
Okay.
You can only really tank two or three hits.
Okay, so it's not like Jason where he can just suddenly get back up.
Yeah, full armor, all that
I
stuff.
love playing as Jason because it ticks my daughter off.
This guy really doesn't want me to step forward. That guy just has the sniper rifle on me and no one else.
Get him.
Well, I can't. He outranges me by a lot.
No, I meant them.
That person also outranges me by a lot.
Basically, at this point, they're just playing keep
noticed.
away with you, it seems like.
Pretty much. Well, it's because I think the people, the ones that aren't randoms, know that I favor very long-range weaponry.
Ah.
What's up?
Oh, somebody was saying that you were on them the whole game.
Was I?
Apparently.
See, that's the thing. When you start talking, when you start talking, half my attention goes to you, and, I immediately just stop paying attention. I can't say stop paying attention.
You go into autopilot.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. My brain just kind of...
I do better when I'm in autopilot sometimes. Because I stop focusing so hard on the winning, and it's more about just surviving, and somehow I do better that way.
See, I don't do better, but I become I don't get upset in the least about anything bad happening. Like, oh, I got killed. Whatever. Now I'm paying attention to what you're saying. Oh, some guy squid bagging me. I don't care because I'm paying attention to what you're saying. So it's like, I do worse, but I immediately stop caring that I'm doing worse.
Yeah.
So I don't really mind it so much.
Like, I've been binging Star Trek: The Next Generation lately, getting ready for the upcoming Picard series. And there's an episode...
There is one of those, isn't there?
Yeah, it's looking good. The first comic just came out, too. To tie into it. It's called Countdown.
Right.
But,
doesn't it also have the original cast, or...?
It'll have some of the original cast.
Some of.
Yeah. I know Brent Spiner's been confirmed. Marina Sirtis and Jonathan Frakes are also going to appear in the pilot.
Jonathan Frakes, is that Riker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, him and his wife are appearing. Him and Troy get married at the end of Nemesis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Nemesis, the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
References are made to the events of Nemesis. And
I don't remember.
references are also made to the Hobus supernova that destroys Romulus at the beginning of the reboot of Star Trek that resulted in Spock being sent back in time and changing the timeline.
I watched part of Nemesis. Like, I sat down at the beginning, went a little ways in, passed completely out, because it couldn't hold my interest.
Yeah.
Like, in the slightest. Like, because I told you, the only movie I've sat and watched from beginning, the only Star Trek movie was
First Contact. Best one.
And knowing nothing
Yeah.
about Star Trek, aside from, like, some main character names,
Yeah.
it still fully caught my attention.
That's because it's a fully fleshed out
Right.
standalone film.
It's good on its own. I don't need to have any prior knowledge, but Nemesis, they kept throwing all this terminology that just went right over my head. I was lost, and I fell asleep.
The trick that First Contact has that that most other Star Trek films don't have is it has characters that have no idea what's going on. So characters can pause to explain and get the characters up to speed, which gets you, the viewer, up to speed.
The viewer who doesn't have prior knowledge.
And thanks to the way it's written, you have one on Earth and one on the ship. When Lily gets separated from Zephram. So Lily gets stuff explained to her, and Zephram gets stuff explained to him, so you're able to play catch-up.
So they can still give exposition, and it doesn't feel too shoehorned in.
Yeah, it's organic. It's not like two characters who know what's going on having a discussion that begins with, as you are well aware, and then they exposit stuff they already know, so you, the viewer, know what's going on.
Or like at the beginning of every episode, Captain's log, brrr, technobabble.
Stardate 14976.1.
What the hell ever.
We are en route to a distress call from the neutral zone, that sort of thing.
Oh my goodness, Brian. I am already tired of whatever is coming out of your mouth right now. Jesus.
I'm gonna need to make you watch one episode of Deep Space Nine one day. One specific episode.
Oh, a specific one. Okay.
In the pale moonlight. Easily one of the best pieces of fiction that's ever been on television.
Okay. Because I know I've watched a little bit, but I knew nothing about what was actually happening, so it just kind of...
You know the Federation are intergalactic Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
They would never lie, cheat, steal, murder, or any of that.
They're definitely not that in that episode, are they?
Oh no. And it's so good. Like, you straight up see a captain uppercut a dude across a table and then tell him to get up so he can punch him again.
So it kind of reminds me, you did play the first Mass Effect, right?
Yeah, I've played all of them.
Okay, so you mostly played Paragon in most years, right? Like
of course, I'm absolutely a Boy Scout.
So in the first game, there is one mission each that you can only do if you're a certain alignment.
Yeah.
And the one that if you play Renegade, the one they have you do is one where they basically have you try to negotiate with like some bad guys, basically some gang leader or whatever. And if you end up killing them during that mission, then Admiral Hackett comes back and says, we decided to send you on this mission because we knew you would eliminate them. What, you didn't think that, the Alliance didn't have this kind of... Like, I don't know the wording, but it was basically saying they have their sources to kind of take that route if necessary.
They have a Wetworks team if need be.
Wetworks?
Yeah.
Sure, let's go with it.
It's one of the terms used for, like, the messy teams that they can disavow in the event things go wrong.
Right.
Star Trek even has one. It's called Section 31.
Okay.
Black uniforms. It's like straight up murder.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that basically.
All the best actors are part of Section 31.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it's implied Section 31 knew about the Borg before, like, they get introduced. In fact, it's possible that some of their tech is based on Borg tech or future tech, because on an episode of Discovery, they meet a Section 31 guy, and he's got a comm badge that you tap to communicate.
Uh-huh.
And in classic era Trek, they had those giant flip-open cell phone-looking things. And when the guy like taps his comm badge to talk, they're like, "What is that you have?" Like, they're all fascinated by this future tech that he's got. And his ship can actually like put out a hologram around it, because they can't use cloaks.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, it projects a hologram to make it look like an asteroid floating through space.
The ship?
Yeah, the entire Section 31 ship just looks like a freaking asteroid when they want it to.
Okay.
Yeah. God, I love Star Trek.
Oh, I finally watched the Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, the new one?
Yeah. I think basically what you assumed my opinion would be was that.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't bad, but a lot of jokes definitely fell flat.
Oh, yeah.
But it was still okay enough as it is.
I think the core plot was fine. And a good twist to have the one character undergo that transformation for the villainy side of things. Like, to have that be the plan was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, in a world of Ghostbusters, that would actually make sense for a villain.
Yeah. Yeah. But...
Especially in a world where people saw the Scoleri brothers and how they got superpowers.
Huh?
The two electric chair ghosts from Ghostbusters 2 that appear during the court scene, when the judge is like yelling at them and they come flying out of the slime and they're just wrecking the place.
Yeah.
Like, I would want those powers.
I still haven't watched Detective Pikachu though. I told myself I'd get around to it. Hey, I made progress. I watched one movie.
True.
So I had to get a screenshot of those two guys, Marina's tits, right next to each other.
Have you watched? Have you watched Lego Batman yet?
The first one.
Okay, good.
Oh, no.
Lego movie.
No. I'll watch Lego movie. I still haven't watched Lego Batman.
Okay.
That's still a thing I need to take care of at some point.
I still think the Lego movie is one of the best family films ever made.
Yeah. Well, it's because it wasn't just a dumb like a moving commercial. It was just it was its own movie that just happened to use a product.
Yeah, everyone was expecting the Emoji Movie out of it.
Yeah.
Before the Emoji Movie even existed.
Right.
And it's like, it's a good film that works within its stuff. And the thing is like whenever they go into like their builder mode and you see all those little numbers pop up, those are actual Lego product numbers for each of the pieces they need.
Yeah, I heard.
That's brilliant. And ever since that movie came out, the Lego games have also taken a similar sense of humor. Like, they realize they don't have to be so like serious and fitting to the source material. So I am really, really excited that they are remaking the first two Lego Star Wars movies and then doing a new Lego Star Wars, or not movies, games, and then adding in Lego Force Awakens, Last Night, and Rise of Skywalker in a Lego Star Wars Skywalker saga set that's coming soon. Because Lego Star Wars was my jam back in the day.
See, I didn't, I think the only one I hadn't, let me take it back. Only ones I hadn't played were the very first one, like when the flying controls were still extra janky.
Yeah.
And whichever one it was that was mainly the Clone Wars, was that Lego Star Wars 3?
Yeah, Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars.
Yeah, that one I started, but I didn't really get very far in.
Yeah. I just love how accessible those games are.
Yeah.
Like, and my kids love it too, but I will go in my kids' room and I'll see that they're still just at the bar on Tatooine. Like, they haven't even started playing yet. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Because they're just hanging out.
Actually, my daughter just looks at me completely straight-faced, starting bar fights. They're just going around murdering everyone they can in the bar.
Because you could just endlessly beat up assorted Lego people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
I'm glad I'm glad that Lucasfilm is letting the Lego people do another Lego Star Wars game, because, I mean, EA hasn't done as terribly with Star Wars as people would think, because, to their credit, they are not allowing games to get released that are, like, badly functioning. It's just they tried to over-monetize them. Once they took the monetization stuff, like the terribleness, out of Battlefront 2, that game's great now.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah. In fact, it's worth every penny.
Well, because that was the thing, was that You keep throwing that in. But that was the thing, was back then, even when the monetization was still prevalent, people were saying that from a gameplay perspective, Battlefront 2 was still good.
Yeah.
It's just that EA made DICE sink so much into the monetization that was what really ruined it.
And the single-player campaign is really good.
Is decent, I heard.
Yeah, I really liked it. It's not this one.
the big complaint that I kept hearing was like the heel face turn was super obvious.
Oh yeah, like I was hoping you'd be the bad guy the whole time and like 3 levels in.
Or at very least, like ease yourself into like the whole like turning traitor thing.
Yeah.
Not the stage 3, I'm a bad guy. Stage 4, I'm immediately a good guy.
Yeah.
No gray here, just black and white.
What? My dad's okay with this plan of the dead emperor to vaporize our planet's atmosphere using space lasers? Guess I'd better turn into a good guy. There's a really good moment between Luke and an Imperial officer that has that is actually a better version of her heel
Oh, hey,
turn.
Rhino! How's it going? Good evening. Oh, that's a lot of sniper. I seem to be the only person on my team not using a sniper.
Yeah. Looks like you better put that butt to work.
I hope everyone else is better with those things than I am.
You know what's sad? I've owned...
You know what's sad? I'm a little disappointed that you didn't say that's what she said after I made that statement.
Too easy. Low-hanging fruit.
That has never stopped you before, Brian.
Maybe I'm growing and maturing. I know, I was surprised I was able to say it without laughing, too. There are many times in which I'll ask people for their ID for an M-rated game. And they're like, what, don't I look 18? I'm like, look, just be glad we sell the games based on age and not maturity level, or else I wouldn't be able to buy anything. One of my coworkers has realized that I have a very nuanced, passive-aggressive attitude towards douchebag customers. The ones that are like just the worst of the dude bro, like, you know, like they see a Fortnite toy and they have to exclaim super loud how lame they think Fortnite is and how, oh, it's all Apex and PUBG, and then they start yelling about it, you know? And I'm just like, you know, to each their own. I, for one, really like Fortnite, and while I'm no good at Apex Legends, I really like it because it took all the douchebag players out of Fortnite so I can enjoy it again. And they never catch on that that's what I'm doing, is calling them that to their face. Jesus. My coworker's like, did you just call him what I think you called him?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or sometimes instead of saying that, if there's a parent in the store, I'm like, no, I like Apex Legends because it took those players, and I do the air quotes, out of Fortnite so I can enjoy it again.
Air quotes and everything?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I wanted to like Apex as a playable game, but it's just like, I really like Titanfall, but that game is hard. Apex is hard.
Oh.
Because it's got a lot of your like ultra competitive Call of Duty style players, and like
Ew.
Titanfall didn't have that initially because it was kind of a underappreciated gem. So the people who were playing it were people who were playing to enjoy it, not to just conquer all things.
Yeah.
So I could jump in and just have a good time, but unfortunately, thanks to Apex, and thanks to it currently being free on PlayStation, the multiplayer is now being filled with those players that are falling into the game.
Oh lordy.
Yeah. Though I am happy to see Titanfall getting a third life now. Because like it got a surge when Apex came out. Everybody kept buying it and it was selling out. And now that it's free, you got even more people jumping in. The game deserves it.
See, for me, it's just I'm not a fan of the whole battle royale thing.
Yeah.
Like, given how cartoony and arcadish it looks, if I were to start playing battle royale, yeah, I'd go with Fortnite just because I like how cartoony it is.
I mean, the game is action figures.
Right. But I don't know, the whole what's it called? The whole battle royale thing just isn't. And you told me about that 50v50 thing, but isn't that like a time release? Like,
actually, now they've changed it. The 50v50 is no longer one of the events. Now they have a squad mode that's teams of 20 versus each other with respawning. First team to 150 kills wins. That mode is the only mode I play anymore, unless I need like specific goals to hit in solo mode. But whenever me and the family play together, we're that. In fact,
that's-
I am now responsible for a significant percentage of the kills on my teams. So I feel like I'm getting better at the game.
See, that sounds a little bit more what I would do. Because back when I used to play Halo, like Halo Reach especially, I was all over big team battle.
Oh, yeah.
Just 8v8, and that was pretty well. That and Firefight were just about all I did.
Yeah. And there's some other modes that pop in from time to time that are fun. Though with this new season, they haven't added in a lot of that stuff lately. Like, they just had a few variations where, like, oh, all gold weapons, or all sniper weapons and jetpacks.
Oh, good. My favorite.
But, like, I just do the 20v20, and I'm good. There's also a mode called Food Fight that's a 20v20 with respawning.
Yeah, isn't that one, like, you have the two mascot-looking things, you have to break the opponents or
Yeah,
something?
and they're inside a restaurant on stilts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that
remember
mode's pretty fun, but I found it way too easy to cheese it.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, where I would get like right under it and then just build walls around me and duck down and nobody would notice that I was just
That
laying
you
all
were
my ammo
sitting
into it.
underneath it, just
Yeah.
unloading. Yeah. I remember watching you do that.
They later changed it so you couldn't build walls directly around it, which was a shame because that was also a defensive measure by players. They would put the walls up so you had to destroy the walls before you could deal damage to it.
Oh, okay.
But then that also meant there were players that were dedicating themselves to just immediately rebuilding the walls as soon as they broke, and it caused the matches to take sometimes upwards
Forever?
of 30 minutes, yeah. And they tried to avoid being as hands-on with that one as possible, but once it started becoming more of a slog, they then added like a time limit and other stuff to try to fix it, and they haven't had it back this season.
See, I actually had a match recently of Dead by Daylight that took about half an hour. Like, oh no, I didn't show you the clip. So there was a match I got a couple clips of.
Yeah.
Where that glitch would take place, where I would get hit, or no, I would hit the generator, and then it would I'd get stuck in it
Weird.
and not be able to move. And the problem was like at this point I had killed two of the survivors, and so the remaining two just didn't want to actually come out because they saw me like swooping around. I was playing as the spirit.
Yeah.
And you know when the spirit teleports, she like pops out of nowhere for the survivor because they can't actually see the movement from point A to point B.
Yeah.
So I would sit there and what's this person doing? But yeah, they didn't want to actually come out, and meanwhile I'm stuck. I can't go anywhere, and they're too scared to go anywhere. So it was pretty much me not being able to do anything, not being able to hunt anyone down, and them just staying in one spot because they're too scared. And that match took forever because they didn't want to do anything about it, and I couldn't do anything about it. And I was so upset. I'm sitting there thinking, I don't want to just quit because that's going to give up all my points, especially after I've killed two of the other players already, and the other guys, they're not even... I just want them to hurry up and get the gen so they can end the match. And it wouldn't happen, and it drove me bonkers. But yeah, that was... I need to show you that, those clips. Because there's another one. Another bug. Where, if a survivor gets hooked... Oh, I told you that. Like, the survivor gets hooked in the basement. Because I have a clip of that. I was streaming Dead by Daylight the other night. And I think that was my second match I was in. I went for a, I was trying to... I got hooked once, and I went to the basement, and that was it. Like, I couldn't, I just wasn't able to get out of the, anywhere there, and it was all whited out, and then, not grayed out, but, like, brown out. Yeah.
Like the textures were missing almost or something?
You remember when you were playing the very first time for the channel?
Uh-huh.
And you got hooked, and it had all those cars around you, but they were very low res. Like they had. Yeah. Imagine if it were
streaming failed.
Imagine if it failed 2 stages before that.
Okay.
Like it was extra blurry and fuzzy. Nothing could be made out.
Okay, yeah. All the texture, basically the texture RAM just dumped itself.
It was gone. Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't realize until the my first match as killer. Oh no, take it back. I first noticed the effects that it had because, I hooked one person in the basement, not knowing that this bug was triggered by basement hanging. And so I was like, okay, I've got one in the basement. That should be fine. If someone goes to rescue them, I know where they are. Sure enough, someone did rescue them. And, I run over to the basement. I see the claw mark or the scratch marks leading out the stairs. So I'm thinking, okay, they're not there anymore. So I leave the shack or leave the basement and not think anything about it. And I keep getting these notifications after I'm chasing these other guys around. And I finally go down to the basement and I see that, you know what the idle crows are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if a player just idles, it starts generating 1 to up to 3 crows.
Yeah, anytime I accidentally trigger one, I yell, "Shut up, Odin," at my system.
But, yeah, I just wandered into the basement at one point. This person had 3 of the idle crows. I'm thinking, what the heck is going on? Why is this person just standing there? And it didn't occur to me that they were doing that because they couldn't move. The game would not let them. Then I thought maybe it was just this person was AFKing or something. They were not really rage quitting, but they were just giving up.
I'm wondering if that's just Switch-related versions of the bugs because they're running on different versions.
No, I went to the Dead by Daylight Reddit and forums, like the official forums.
Yeah.
This has been happening to everyone. It's just a basement-triggered glitch because of the something in the new update is not clicking the way it's supposed to. And it's also what's causing the shoot, didn't mean to fall there. It's also what's causing the the bug where the killers just kind of mash into the surfaces and can't get out of solid objects. So I know I need to play it just because that stupid Rift has the time limit on it, but at the same time, it's messing up. So I don't know how willing I am to actually play it because I know everything's gonna mess up.
Yeah. What's funny is I had beaten everything in the Surge 2, but it still had that bug where the textures weren't loading in.
Yeah.
And I'd gotten everything. I knew they were going to make a DLC announcement, but I thought, the game's just released. It still trades in for a huge amount, and I got to finish paying off a game for my wife, so I'm going to go ahead and trade it in and just pick it up later. And we had a big buy two get one sale, plus everything was cheaper due to Black Friday prices, including my pre-owned version of it. So basically, by buying 2 games I wanted, Control and Fire Emblem Three Houses, I got Surge 2 for free again. It was literally the copy I traded in. So I bought my copy back.
Wait, did you play Three Houses or?
No, not yet.
Oh, that was one that you bought.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was one that you traded.
No, I bought Three Houses, Control, and Surge 2 as like a buy two get one with like crazy discounted prices.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna ask if it was any good.
Oh, it's fantastic. I've seen a lot on it.
Okay. See, that's the thing. Like, Fire Emblem sounds like something I would enjoy, but my big problem is the whole. Now, I've been told that they got rid of this in some of the newer versions, but the whole thing about, like, if a teammate dies, it's permadeath.
Yeah, you can disable permadeath.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember they had something.
You just have to deal with the fact that you're going to be playing on a different difficulty mode. Because one of the difficulties has permadeath, one doesn't. And you just have to deal with lesser difficulty anxiety because that's just how it's designed.
Dang it. That's the thing. I don't.
The game itself isn't any easier. It's the version without permadeath. It just has a different difficulty name. Instead of being an option.
So it's not like a separate option though.
No, it's just when you start your game, you have your difficulty modes, and then there's a.
See, that was the one thing I hated in like the differences between, like, I'm jumping games here, between Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 4. Because in New Vegas, they had hardcore mode, where you had to worry about food, water, sleeping, ammo now had way, just assorted things. And Fallout 4 had that same thing, but they locked that behind the hardest difficulty.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try it, but the problem was, like...
everything was harder as well.
Exactly. So you had, like, hard, very hard, and then you had survival difficulty.
Now, I could be wrong about the way Three Houses works, just so you know.
And things were even, like, the enemies themselves even, were tougher in survival mode than they were in very hard. And the problem in very hard, even, is that bullets become just too tanky. Become bullet spongy. They're not a challenge, they just expend more ammo. And it gets a little bit frustrating, because you can have, like... Because there was this one YouTuber I was watching who did he did 2 reviews on Fallout 4. He did one, like, just after it came out, and then one, like, a year after, when, he had time to really just engross himself in everything. And he was talking about how, like, the what was it? How, just leaving the first town, he almost immediately ran out of ammo because everything was so bullet spongy. I was thinking, I want to play all the other stuff on that difficulty, but I don't want to deal with, that. Like, I like the other stuff that they talked about. Oh yeah, worry about food, drink, disease if you don't do things a certain way. But
So it looks like the way Fire Emblem Three Houses works is you can change the difficulty at any time,
okay,
but only in one direction. You can make the game easier, but you can't switch
make
it
it
back
harder.
to harder. Yeah. So you can start the game in the hardest difficulty and then lower it, but you can't then go back up. Which I understand that. I would prefer games just let me do whatever I want.
Yeah.
With the options, If you have an option, don't then take it away from me later.
Right.
But because I feel like games should be enjoyed however a person wants to. There's no wrong
Right.
way to enjoy any game.
I just think the only stipulation to that is, if there's depending on what platform you're playing on, if there's an achievement that says, play it on X difficulty, obviously, that should be locked out if
Yeah.
you lower it to something easier. But I think the option to at least play the game in this way should still be there.
But the easy solution to that is also just be more specific with your achievements.
Right.
Instead of play on this difficulty, it's play the entire game at this difficulty. Boom. Achievement taken care of.
Most of them do that.
Yeah, as opposed to beat the game on hard difficulty. Which, hey, beat the game on
Right.
hard difficulty could still be its own achievement because maybe that last level is really, really hard and is an achievement in and of itself.
Well, I don't know that I agree with that one.
But it's one of those where like that stipulation is all well and good, but also you have, just be specific. Nerds love specificity.
I'm sorry, what?
Nerds love specificity.
Spec-
Specificity.
They like specific stuff.
Look, I'm missing the front teeth in my face and I can still pronounce it. What's your excuse?
Faces.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
Oh, someone's over there. But yeah, I'm thinking like probably around the what's it? Around 8 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Probably stop and start recording. So I'm sitting here, we're talking about like Star Trek specific city and all kinds of whatever. Oh my god, I can't believe I hit that.
Oh yeah, I was actually mentioning you earlier that I was binging the show and I actually had a point to that. It was in.
Oh yeah, what was the point you were trying to make?
There was this alien that came on board the ship that was apparently really good at a very specific computer game. That you put these weird like cow milker things on the tips of your fingers and wiggle them in the air, and it somehow makes this computer chess game work faster.
I'm sorry.
They look like the things they put on udders to milk cows automatically, but
God.
the guy had them on his fingers, and he looked like a weird lumpy pig. And he's apparently the best at this game ever, and he's one of those people who freaking knows it.
He's the best at lumpy pig twiddling.
Yeah, and so he just, looks down his nose at anyone else. So Data takes it upon himself to challenge him.
Okay.
And proceeds to get immediately beaten by this expert. And Data actually took it as there's something wrong with me. I'm supposed to be perfect at this. I should be able to beat him. Why couldn't I beat him? And at the end, he learns an invaluable lesson and goes to face him again. And they're playing it, and the match is going on for longer and longer and longer, because at the beginning it took 10 seconds and the match was over.
Right.
And the alien is getting even more and more frustrated. You can see it. And eventually he just takes off both of his gloves, throws them down. He's like, "You've made a mockery of me." And he walks out. And everyone's like, "You won." And he's like, "I didn't win. It was a draw." I realized he was playing to win. And if I changed it to where instead of also playing to win, but instead just trying to play him to a standstill, I could technically keep the game going forever. He was trying to outlive him in the game.
I was about to say, in that way, by succeeding in his goal, though, couldn't you call that a win, though?
Yeah, he won by default because the guy gave up and rage quit.
That too.
Hey, if you make the other guy rage quit, you've won. I don't care.
Okay, true.
It's not like your favorite streamer who loves to rage quit his Street Fighter,
Oh no. Oh.
where he claims he doesn't lose
God.
because he rage quits.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's.
It's basically what the guy did.
It's what the guy still continues to do.
No, I mean on Star Trek.
Oh. Yeah, because no, that's definitely a thing that he has.
Yeah.
He still does, continues to do.
Oh, and in the episode, they had some weird 90s slang about winning the match. Or one of the kid characters was like, "I hope you bust him up," and then at the end he's like, "Technically, I didn't win," and then he looks at everyone and goes, "I busted him up." It's just such an
super,
Data.
super calmly.
Yeah.
Captain, it appears I have busted his chops.
Yeah. I believe I speak for everyone when I say, to hell with our orders.
Is that a thing that he said?
In First Contact, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're ordered away from the battle with the Borg, and Picard's like, I'm about to violate a direct order with Starfleet and bring us to this match. If any of you have any, anything to say about this, it will be noted in your log. Basically, if anybody wants to, object, I will put it in your log, and you won't get in trouble when we all get in trouble for violating this direct order.
Basically saying it was the captain's order to disobey?
Yeah, and Data's like, sir, I believe I speak for everyone when I say, to hell with our orders. It's like, yeah, Data, you tell him.
Kind of like that moment in your favorite movie, what was it, Street Fighter? Where Guile's saying, he's giving everyone permission to leave because those are technically their orders.
Yeah.
But he says how did he put it? He's going to go kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard. The next bison wannabe, it gonna fill it. Yep. I believe that was the pronunciation he used.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Van Damme, I told you that,
Oh, no.
that he was originally going to play the Predator, right?
I don't remember you telling me this.
Yeah, he even filmed most of his scenes in the Predator suit. But it wasn't the Predator suit we all know and love today. It was a different looking alien, and it looked terrible. But the thing is the suit he was wearing was the green screen suit, so they could do the invisibility effect.
Okay.
But he didn't understand, and he thought it looked stupid, and he kept just being such a baby about it that they eventually let him out of his contract. So he didn't have to do it. And then they brought in Stan Winston to come in and design the Predator that we all know and love as one of the best suits. Like, honestly, the Predator in the first film looks better than any other Predator in any other movie. Like, it looks perfect. Well, there's a new... NECA is putting out their 100th Predator toy.
Okay.
And it's called the Alpha Predator. And it's a regular Yautja Predator. That's the name of the aliens that are the Predator species.
Okay.
But it's wearing bone armor that's modeled after the Jean-Claude Van Damme alien.
Okay.
So, like, the Alpha Predator is wearing Jean-Claude Van Damme's Predator as armor.
So can we, expect it to do the splits and punch an alien right in the testicles? Please say yes.
All xenomorphs are female, but yes. Right in the egg sac.
Right in the vagesticles?
Sure. Well, the vagesticles are on the facehuggers, so yeah, sure.
Are they?
Yes.
Brian, just answer with a yes or no
Yes.
question. Please do not Google it. I see you typing in your phone as I ask that question. I will take your word for it.
They used actual clams to show what a facehugger's meat looked like.
What?
Yeah, that's how they made the facehugger for that dissection scene.
Oh, God.
They used actual clams and stuff.
Actual clams. As opposed to fake clams?
Yes. You really need to watch more Alien movies, because only the first one's horror.
Oh, my God. Yeah, see, that's... I don't know. If the others aren't horror, at all...
I mean, they have some, the second film has some really tense moments, but it's not, horror stuff.
Okay.
It's more like just getting ready for the action scene to happen.
Okay, let me put it this way. Sometimes the tense moments, the way they're presented, sometimes registers as horror in my mind. Let me put it this way. Many of the scenes in Predator 2 kind of gave me that horror vibe, even though it is not really a horror movie.
Yeah. They're, at the very beginning, when they're first going into the abandoned colony, there's a couple of jump scares that are also hit with, orchestral shrieking. The actual soundtrack itself sounds like it's screaming for a second, but it's usually, a kid running by, or a cat, or they look at a dead body, and the dead body starts looking at them and starts saying, "Please kill me!" And
Brian, if it's doing that, that's not a dead body anymore.
yeah, I know. Well, they think it's dead. The guy lifts the head up, and then it looks at them and is saying, "Please kill me," and then a chest buster comes out of it. And so they burn him. They burn the lady to death.
Oh,
And
okay.
there's a PTSD nightmare that Ripley goes through where she's in the hospital talking, and then suddenly she starts having the pains, and she pulls up her shirt and sees her chest start bulging out like a chest buster, and then she wakes up in her bed.
Is this an actual thing? Oh, okay, she wakes up.
It's a nightmare, yeah.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to watch that.
and there's a really cool tense scene because they have these motion trackers that put out
Is it about camping?
Yes.
Sorry,
They all camp in one spot.
I'm sorry, you just said it was a tense scene.
Yes.
So okay.
Yeah, it's really intense, just like camping.
All right.
But they have these little motion trackers, and they hear the beep, like it's a pulse and a beep, and the beep gets like more frequent the closer the thing gets. And all the soldiers are in the room like, they're getting closer. Where are they? Where are they coming from, man?
Is that the Game Over Man scene?
Yes, actually. His Game Over Man moment is in that movie, actually.
Okay.
Bill Paxton. The great Bill Paxton. The late great Bill Paxton, sadly.
What else did he do? I don't really...
He was, one of his first movies was in a James Cameron film where he worked on some of the special effects.
Okay.
It was actually a Roger Corman film that he worked on. And then after that, him and James Cameron became friends, so he gave him like a full acting role in the first Terminator movie. And then he gave him a role in the second Alien movie. Basically, just Bill Paxton is friends with James Cameron, so he's in all of James Cameron's movies.
Okay.
He's in Titanic.
Oh, dang it.
But they like the pulsing is like suddenly in the room where they are. There's no way they could be because the room is small.
Right.
So they get on a chair and they kind of push up one of the ceiling tiles, and you just see hundreds of aliens like on their back crawling on the ceiling in the ductwork.
Oh no!
And that shot is like, it's a really cool shot because I like the xenomorph design, but the way that like it's lit in red and the way that like the music kicks, like it then suddenly like on a dime becomes an action scene because they like light up the ceiling with their machine guns, and it totally becomes like a Last Stand action moment. But it's really tense building up to that moment, but instead of it feeling like a horror moment, it's more like a showtime kind of moment.
Oh dear.
And then there's a tense moment near the end where Ripley is like, you know what? I'm gonna solve this problem myself, and she literally duct tapes a machine gun to a flamethrower and goes into the hive to get the little girl back. And she's just walking through and just kind of dropping some grenades here and there that she can detonate remotely.
Uh-huh.
And she meets the Queen alien, and the reveal of the Queen is just awesome.
Okay, I think I remember the seeing just that scene where at first it looks like they have not really an agreement, but they have almost a standoff of sorts.
Yeah, like
and then
the Queen like waves her hand and the other xenomorphs pull back because she points the gun at one of the eggs.
Yeah. And then doesn't like one of the aliens try to attack, and then Ripley starts burning everything, and then
first she starts burning them, and then she like launches like grenades into the egg sack.
Oh!
And that starts exploding, and then the Queen like rips off of her egg sack and starts chasing her. Oh, it's really gross looking.
Oh no!
But she gets away. Only apparently the Queen hitched a ride on the shuttle back because as one of the other characters is talking, he gets impaled through the back and then ripped in half.
One dude, Bishop?
Yeah, Lance Henriksen. He also almost played the original Terminator.
All right.
Yeah, that would have been a totally different movie.
Yeah, I don't know that he's not quite as imposing as Schwarzenegger.
Oh no, he even says, "I am so glad I just played the police chief because no one could ever have been the Terminator."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I know. I'm trying to think. What was it in Demolition Man that Schwarzenegger ended up being? Didn't they say like you saw Demolition Man, right?
Mm-hmm. Love that movie.
Because Stallone was the main character, and I'm trying to think. Didn't they say that he like in that movie's universe, like long before Schwarzenegger actually became a politician, they said he like ran for some office and he won.
He's president.
He is president in that movie?
Schwarzenegger was also almost in that movie.
I think I remember reading about that.
He was originally, first he was going to be the main character.
Yeah.
And then he was going to be the villain. And then he dropped out.
I feel like Wesley Snipes was a better villain.
Oh yeah, no, Wesley Snipes was perfectly cast in that film.
Yeah.
That's a film that shouldn't work when you look at its base materials, but everyone brought their A game in that movie, and it just works.
Yeah.
Like it's a perfect satire, but it also has decent social commentary under that satire.
Yeah.
And everyone does it well.
Okay. I don't like when people like dump their tragedies in the posts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Such as the tragedy of the other person there?
Which person?
To your left.
Pataroo?
No, the other person.
Pataroo?
Good.
This one?
No, the other one. The one with the horns.
This one? Can't draw. I don't feel as bad for them because I also have that same thing, that same tragedy. So, oh my goodness, how dare you? You're a monster. You get out of here with that.
I had calamari just the other day.
Shame on you.
It was delicious. Dude, I don't just take the bodies, cut them into rings, deep fry them, and eat that. I also deep fry the heads because they're crunchy.
Yikes. Okay, so what time? It's about a little after 8. Yeah, I think now is a good time to stop streaming, maybe record something.
Yeah.
Because we need to get something done tonight instead of just me shooting squid all night. All right, chat. I'm sorry. I've been ignoring you guys the entire time. I blame you talking about Star Trek and aliens.
I can derail conversations with my socially unacceptable level of nerd trivia.
You can. And I will say, at least you were talking about something that's easier to pick up on than Transformers. Oh. I think before I go, I want to show you. I just kind of want to get your reaction a bit. How the thing went. Okay, so this was when I was playing as... this was when I was playing Survivor. Now keep in mind, there's no wiggle bar at the bottom.
Yeah. Also, I love the design of the new...
So, like, already, I couldn't actually wiggle. I was already stuck here. And then, boom, I disappear from his arm instead of getting hooked. And then once I actually get hooked, boom.
Ah, you just teleported out of the level.
White out for a while. And fast forward a little bit. And then it browns out.
Yeah.
And that's it. And apparently that happens to everyone once they get hooked in the basement.
I think what happens is you end up just in wherever the skybox or the fog box is rendered.
Probably. And then there was this one where you can barely see it, but on the right, I'm stuck inside a generator. I know there's Survivor in there. I don't know if they can even see me, because I don't know how me being stuck in there looks to someone else.
Yeah.
So I'm like waving her over, like, yes, work on the gen. And then she like taps it really quick. I go to damage it. And then once I do so, because I'm in the shack now, and then boom, I'm outside. Like instantly.
Weird.
That's been happening like the past couple nights on Dead by Daylight.
Also, did they patch the Switch version? It looks less janky.
Maybe it looks less janky. It actually is more.
Oh, I know. I mean, no, graphically speaking, it looks less terrible.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, you know me, I don't pay that much attention to graphics.
I played both the PS4 and the Switch version. I just haven't played either in a little while.
I will say. You know that weird pink pixelization that appeared on some of the... I don't see that anymore.
Okay.
That, at the very least, is fixed.
Oh, good. So the texture streaming has been fixed.
That part, at least. Okay. But, yeah, a lot of the other jank is still very much a thing.
Blade 2?
This is actually a game I saw a trailer for. I decided to get it. I didn't know if we wanted to play this like after Donkey Kong Country or if you wanted me to try it out first. Because originally I was going to try it out, but then I ran kind of short on time.
Ah, okay.
So I don't know if you want to do that after Donkey Kong Country or something else.
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Yeah, guys. Thanks for stopping by, sticking around for as long as you did, putting up with me and Brian talking about stuff. Yeah. All right. So everyone have a great night. Take care of yourselves and others. Anything you want to say?
Watch the Alien movies, or I'll cut you.
So keep in mind, I think the average age of our audience is probably like 13, 14.
Watch Alien Resurrection.
Please don't. Don't do that. Don't watch Alien Resurrection.
It's by Joss Whedon.
Don't watch Alien Resurrection.
It's the third best one.